seeing nothing.
Good afternoon. Hello, hello. Everybody out there, hello. I'm just waiting for folks to come on in. Come on in the room. I see 5 in here. Hit the like button as you come in. Hello, Love Jones. How are you, beautiful? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm trying to get used to this @ sign. I likes to see your real names. Your names I'm used to seeing. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Anthony. How y'all doing? Y'all is right on time. Right on time. I'll be up on the camera in just a second. Just handling some business here. It don't need to be on camera. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Yes, I know you outstanding, Anthony. I know you are. That is the truth. So I hope everyone is having an awesome Tuesday. It's hot as fish grease here. Have you seen it? No, I haven't seen it, Love Jones. Are we talking about it? No, I don't look for it. I see enough of it sitting right here on my front porch. Actually, I need to. Oh no. Okay, what are we talking about, sweetheart? Have I seen it? What was I supposed to see? Testimony of a woman going to hell, seeing God. No, I haven't seen that. Oh my goodness. Is it on YouTube, love? Hi, Faith. How are you, my love? I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Wow. Testimony of, I've heard stories like that though. People that have, crossed over and they come back. God lets them come back so they can warn everybody. Get yourself together. You don't want to go where I've seen. I thought about having hoo-hoo. I thought about it. I left her out on the front porch to guard the front porch. But now, if I needs to, if there is a demand for her, I would be happy to bring her up, and she can sit right here and be quiet for a change. That would be different, wouldn't it? Have old hoo hoo up here and not saying a word. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? But for now, I'll let her sit out on the front porch, chase the things that like to run up into the yard, like squirrels and raccoons, stray dogs, stray cats. You know, I don't want them coming up on my porch. If she can scare them off, then so be it. Got to put her to some kind of good use. But she was cute, wasn't she? Nice little bow in the hair. Yes, sirree. Hello, Barbara. How are you, my love? I looked for your email, love, and I did not see it. Are you sure you sent it to my Hotmail? Or did you send it to Google? Because I looked all over the place. I looked in my inbox, I looked in the junk mail, I looked everywhere, and I didn't see anything from you. Hey, Camille. Smoking who? Yeah, had to. We don't do um, smoking on camera. I need some toothpicks to keep my eyelids open. Sleep schedule changed since vacation. I'm struggling. You struggling? Oh, sweetheart. Well, shoot, at least you went on vacation. I'm glad you went on vacation. You needed a break. You definitely needed a break. But if you got to go to bed, baby girl, look, you know, I'll be here. I will be here. I understands. You should have seen me after my live yesterday. I literally stumbled into that room, fell asleep literally as soon as I hit that pillow, and I didn't wake up until about 11:30. Don says, LOL, oh my, I woke up the other night and was scrolling and seeing you raise this up to your face. And this, oh my God, that was funny. I had fun doing that. I had fun. Okay, Barbara, you sent it to Hotmail. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to figure out a way for you to call me. I'm going to figure out a way that you can get my phone number and that you can call me and then you could text it to me. Yes, we are close to September and the days are getting shorter. Yes, I saw Dee passed away. Danielle was her name. I can't remember her last name, but Dee, from What's Happened, passed away today. She had cancer. Okay, Faith, I totally understand. I totally understand. Yeah, Danielle from What's Happening, who played Dee. Rest in peace, sweetheart. You're no longer suffering. She was funny as all get up too on that show. Okay, let me turn this camera on. I put my cigarette out because I don't smoke on camera. Yes, it was said. Raj, I'm gonna tell mama. Oh, that's okay, sweetheart. I know you here. I know you here. Baby, I forgot to tell you Dee died from What's Happening. Danielle, what's her last name? I can't remember her last name. But she was a mess. She was a mess on that show. I was sad to hear that though, that she passed away. Okay, you know. Okay. Yeah, Barbara, we gonna definitely have to hook up on the phone. We gotta hook up on the phone. Spencer, thank you. Thank you, baby. Danielle Spencer was her name. Rest in peace, Danielle Spencer, aka D. Yeah, I was sad to see that too. I'm not sure what kind of cancer she had, but at this point, it doesn't matter. Cancer is cancer. Yes, Don, I've seen every episode of Good Times ever made. I've seen it in real time. What Washington State killed? What? They caught somebody from up here in LA today. Hi, Eye of Crystal. No, no, Lawanda, not directly. We're not talking about her directly, but I am talking about a subject that it's critical that she and others see, because this topic that I'm writing or that I'm talking about today is not a joke. It's not a joke. It's not about name calling. It's not about, tit for tat, none of that. This is not something to play with. This is a serious subject. And I watched a video today that I have to definitely share with you that goes right in line with this. There are some crazy, crazy people out there online. They doing some crazy stuff. And some of these laws, I just don't get it. But I understand why the police couldn't do anything in this particular case, at least right away. But man, I tell you, online personal info, maybe they should have reserved that for companies that are, doing background checks on potential employees and stuff. But when they put that out there for the general public, that became a problem. Hello, Ann Lloyd. How are you, sweetheart? Some man that stabbed a lady to death and stabbed a man. Wow. And that happened up here. You know what? I don't pay attention to the news enough. There's enough craziness right here on YouTube. I stopped watching CNN because it was so crazy and one-sided at times. But I'm glad they caught him. I'm very glad they caught him. If he did what he did, then he deserves to be caught. For sure. And I know that I think they had some kind of a court hearing today with that, oh God, what was his name? Manny something. He's the content creator that banged that other content creator and his wife. I didn't really get to read that up. If anybody knows anything about that, let me know, because I was going to follow that case as well. Because again, that falls in line with this internet beef stuff that's going on right now. And it's getting to be a little too serious. Getting a little bit too serious. It does psychologically have a thing on you. When people dox you like that, it can psychologically mess with you. And I try not to let that situation mess with me. But in the same token, I have a kid to worry about. Despite what it said, I got a grandson here. And I have a baby here during the day until I officially retire soon. So, you can't play with people like that. And sometimes people don't think before they make these stupid moves. It's one thing to call each other names back and forth, but when you cross that line, that's another story. I'm giving people time to come in. So come on in the room. Yes, in your neck of the woods, in some city that starts with an L. I can't remember the name of the city. What is it? Was it Lakewood? It could have been Lacey. It could have been Linwood. Lake City. Lacey. Oh, I said Lacey already. There's quite a few L's up here. I saw that they are talking about the unalive penalty. Oh, yeah. I did read that. I saw that on a thumbnail. Camille. I saw that on a thumbnail. I don't know if it's because I'm older or I'm paying more attention or what, but this world has flipped out. Absolutely. Everything that used to be right is wrong, and everything that used to be wrong is now right. It doesn't make any sense. And unfortunately, society has become so immune to it. It's like it's an everyday thing now that people really don't pay it that much attention anymore. It's sad. Very sad. But, it's all about keeping your own inner peace. If you can keep your own inner peace, let all that other nonsense out there go on and do what it's got to do, as long as we ain't involved. Yes, Lawanda, this is something YouTube did. The @ sign and then the numbers, they did that. If you remember, exactly, Crystal. Look who's running the country. That's a whole nother live in itself. Longview, Washington. Okay, I know where Longview is. It's almost up there toward, I want to say it's going toward Portland, Oregon. It's yeah, close to the Oregon border. Not that close, but it's pretty close. Longview, Washington. Lord have mercy. Well, I was gonna say something, and I don't touch that. Y'all, it's so much going on, and been listening to my gospel just to clear my mind from it. Exactly, Lawanda. Sometimes you just need that spiritual uplifting, and kind of drown out the rest of the nonsense. Yeah, YouTube. Those numbers came from YouTube. That's something that YouTube did. And they need to actually go back, because a lot of these @ sign handles are not the same name that people are accustomed to seeing. Okay, Uncle Barry said just before you get to Portland, 40 miles away from Portland. That's where Longview is. Because Portland is, as soon as you cross the border to Oregon from Washington State, you cross that border, you're there in Portland, pretty much. It's just a matter of crossing a bridge. So that's pretty close to Portland. It's closer to Portland than it is us. But still, Washington State, they losing their mind up here too. Ain't nobody immune. Nobody. And make sure that this mic stays in place. Oh, you know what? I forgot to turn on my music. Two senior citizens. Ain't that something? That's awful. That's awful. He going straight to hell. Straight to hell. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Uncle Barry, you like my music? This is your kind of vibe. Okay. Absolutely. I believe that too, Faith. Satan is on a mission. Divide and conquer. Definitely divide and conquer. Is this music too loud for y'all? Let me know if it is. Hi, Nadine. You surprised I got jacked? I had to have something smooth. That other stuff was a little bit too. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, so y'all come on in the room, hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Hi, Tracy. How are you, sweetie? Where's old girl on the porch? You want me to bring old girl on the porch? You want me to bring her up? Put a 1 in the chat if you want old girl to sit next to me. I can share the screen. She might learn something if she's sitting next to me. No? Don't bring her up here. No. Everybody's saying no. Don't bring her up. She's too triggering, huh? Well, thank you, baby, for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. You better like it. You better like it. I know you like it. If there was a love button, you would hit it too, huh? Thank you, Barbara. Well, Faith, you go right ahead. Yeah, I'm getting mixed signals. I'm getting some that want her and some that don't. Yes, it is. I have been playing Hezekiah Walker, Jesus is my help, over and over. Hezekiah Walker. I haven't listened to gospel in a minute. I like some of that old, from the gospel from back in the 90s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. I like Walter Hawkins, Andre Crouch, James Cleveland. I go way back. Where is Mother Jones? You know what? Mother Jones has not come down from heaven lately. I'm going to have to call her and have her come down one of these days so she can sit and talk to y'all. Hello, Heather. How are you? Welcome from New Zealand. Yes, so we're going to have Mother Jones come in real soon. Kurt Carr. I like Kurt Carr. You know what? I like Kurt Franklin too, but the only thing about Kurt Franklin is that, I don't know, he kind of crosses over where he shouldn't. Having You There, Mississippi Mac. Oh my God. That is it right there. Having You There. Y'all remember Be Grateful? Yes, lift your hands in the sanctuary. Lift your hands. Yeah, we love all those cuts. All those cuts. Yeah, I wish I could play it on here, but then, YouTube would hit me with copyright. We lift our hands in the sanctuary. We lift our hands to give you the glory. We lift our hands to give you the praise. And we will praise you for the rest of our days. Yes, we will praise you. We will praise you for the rest of our days. You was a choir director in high school, Crystal. Yes, I was a choir director at church too. Hey, Auntie Maz. Hi, Catherine. How are you? So good to see y'all this afternoon. Another day in the land of the living. That's what Mother Jones would say. I'm in another day in the land of the living. She didn't do the n though. That was my thing. Oh, you did the little kids choir. Okay. Yeah, when my husband was pastoring at Curry Temple CME over in Seattle. Me and another young lady. Be grateful is it, isn't it? Be grateful. Name that gospel. That's gonna be the next one, LaWanda. I'm giving y'all a heads up. So come this Friday, Name that gospel tune. I got plenty. I got plenty. 5 to 12 years old. Oh, I bet that was fun, Crystal. I bet that was a lot of fun. Yeah, singing with them little ones. Oh, yeah, Don, that's an old one. Put your hands in the hand of the man who still the water. Yep. Put your hands in the hand of the man who calmed the sea. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I like Change by Walter Hawkins. I love that song. That song make me cry every time I hear it. Yep. That's one of them old grandma songs. Yes. My grandmother couldn't sing a lick. She couldn't cook a lick. She couldn't sing a lick. But I know where she is now. She truly loved the Lord. She really, truly loved the Lord. If it had not been for the Lord on my side, where would I be? Hello, Q Rock. How are you, love? Richard Smallwood, yes. Okay, Barbara, I was thinking of you when I was thinking of that. And then someone confirmed it in the chat today. So that will be the next game. Yes, babe. A change has come over me. Yes. Trying to stay out of the way, Q-Rock. Hi, Alfreda. Oh, yes, Crystal, God is. God is the joy and the strength of my life. He moves all pain, misery, and strife. Don't get me started. He promised to keep me and never to leave me. He never, ever falls short of his word. Yes, yes, yes. You know we church folks. Yes, we are definitely church folk. I don't know why they didn't give me a placard. Okay, question. This is just a random question, y'all. Oh, yes. We sang backup on that song, Camille, behind Timothy Wright. Trouble Don't Last Always. Our choir sang backup for him. He was so slew-footed. But he could sing. I like the one she goes to the closet to pray. Not sure who's saying. I wonder if that was Shirley Caesar. I got a question for y'all. I'm not sure about in your state. I got my little disabled placard. It's not even a placard, it's a card. I thought we were supposed to get a handicap placard to hang from the rear view. I'm not understanding. I'm gonna park in a handicap stall from now on, though. You're a soprano, Alfreda? Oh, I love them sopranos. I'm live. My grandson came in to show off the money.
No, I didn't come to show off. I was just giving it to you.
It's not real.
I wish it was.
I do too. It should come in the mail. It should come in the mail separately, Crystal. We were all in the church one time or another. I don't like what the church has become now. Me either, Faith. I thought I should have Faith. I should have gotten both. But they just sent me a card and a letter. And how am I supposed to identify my car as being able to park handicapped without something to hang on the windshield? I mean, rear view. I hope they do send one separately then, because wait, return requirements, transfer to another. You cannot park. It don't say nothing about a placard. Okay, you can replace any lost, stolen, mutilated, or destroyed plate, placard, or ID card at any vehicle license. I'm going to the vehicle licensing place. This is crazy. Yeah, I'm going. You ain't just gonna give me no card to put in my wallet, and then the po-po come up and give me a ticket because I'm parked in a handicapped stall and I have nothing hanging from the rear view that says I can. That's crazy business. They better send me one separately. Oh, I have to take it to the DMV? Yeah, I have, Crystal. I did. My doctor wrote a prescription. Yes, that's what I was thinking. That's what I'm waiting on, Ann. I want that one that hangs on that rear view mirror. That's crazy business. Maybe they forgot to put it in the envelope. That's okay, because I'll go down to the DMV in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Okay, so we got 37 people in here. Okay. Oh, thank you, Charles. How you doing, Charles? Yeah, I sent this to the DMV. I sent my application and prescription into them. They were supposed to send it back to me. Okay, Crystal. Okay, well, I'm waiting. And I'm tired of waiting. It's been a month. It's been over a month. Okay, Barbara, that's what I think I'll do, is I'll take it to the DMV. I'll take my little card and my little letter and say, okay, hand it over. Hand it over. Because I can't be walking no long distances. This back be saying, heifer, go sit down somewhere. Yes, right. We talked about that briefly, Alfreda. Rest in peace, Danielle. Do you know what kind of cancer she had, Alfreda? That's really sad. She was only 60 years old. That's kind of young nowadays. Very sad. Oh, she had breast cancer. Oh my goodness. That's even more sadder, because breast cancer is one of the most treatable cancers out there. Unfortunately, she really must not have caught it in time, or maybe it relapsed or something, because people do pass away from that still. Very sad. Very, very sad. Very talented young lady. Yeah. I'm going to turn this down a little bit so we can get started in the program, in the show. She was diagnosed with breast, but they say she passed from stomach cancer. Okay, Faith, thank you. Thank you for that tip. It relapsed because she just announced in January she was still cancer. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yes, Alfreda, the church has become a business. Ain't too many pastors out there that can really stand and claim. You know, the something that the old folks used to say long time ago, and it stands true today. Some were called, some were sent, and some just went. A lot of them just went. A lot of them just went. I can truly say that my husband, and I'm not saying this because he's my husband, he is truly a man of God. He's normal like anybody else, okay? Human like anybody else. But I can truly say that he was called to preach. He was called to preach. And he ran for a minute. He'll be the first to tell you he ran. But, you know, God allows us to go through things for a reason. And that's, you know, we are overcomers through the word of our testimony. That's right. He got a testimony. And with that testimony, you take that testimony to help other people that are going through what you went through. And see and stand there and say, see, if I can come out of it, anybody can come out of it. That's what a ministry is. It ain't about getting up there shouting and laying hands, knocking people down, foaming at the mouth, tarrying all night for the Holy Ghost. It don't take all that, because God don't operate like that. He don't operate like that. He deals with our spirit man. All that stuff that I witnessed growing up in the KIC Church, and I'm not ashamed to say it was KIC Church. Church of God in Christ. For the longest time, they had us thinking they was going to be the only ones in heaven. They said they need to go back to morals, values, and self-respect and salvation and leave prosperity's preaching. Thank you. Prosperity is not getting you into heaven. Yes, Camille, he is. He's on Facebook. Every Sunday morning, he goes live on his Facebook page. So if you ever want to see him preach, he's every Sunday morning. And church starts for us at 9:30 Pacific Standard Time. So you see his name in the chat, right? That's his Facebook page, Barry Ray. Yeah, taking up offerings for private jets and locking people in the church. I couldn't believe when Marvin Sapp did that. You were Kojic too, Faith? Child, did you ever have to, did you ever have to get on your knees and tarry all Friday night until the cockatoos crowed in the morning? Tarrying. I mean, that's how the Holy Spirit enters your body. That's how you welcome the Holy Spirit. You got to stand there and beg. That ain't what God told. That ain't what the Bible tells us. That's not how it works. If you have a pure heart, if you believe, he ain't gonna make you go through all them changes to receive the Holy Spirit. Foaming at the mouth, rolling all over the floor, knocking people down while you're shouting. Come on, man. I couldn't do it. I never could. Last time I went to KIC Church, last time I was a member of a KIC Church was when I was 12 years old. and I left. I left that church because they wouldn't let me sing in the choir. They told me I couldn't sing in the choir because I wasn't saved. I'm 12, fool. First of all, how do you know whether or not I'm saved or not? For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Don't tell me what I am or am not. They wasn't either. Absolutely, LaWanda. They wasn't either. How you going to tell a 12-year-old kid, oh no, you can't sing in the choir because you're not saved? Well, heifer, you directing the choir and you're not saved. How about that? Man, I left that church. I said, Mama, I love you, but I can't stay here no longer. I went on up the street to Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church. No, not Missionary Baptist. It was Mount Zion Baptist Church. Hello, Beverly. How are you, sweetie? Tuesday prayer service, Wednesday Bible study, Thursday choir rehearsal, Friday service, Saturday clean the church, and all day Sunday, Sunday school mid-service at YPWW, Young People Willing Workers. Yes, sir. I had the pastor that pastored the church that I attended with my grandmother when I was just a baby. I'm telling you all the truth. He asked him, and I can speak on it now because he's dead and gone. Rest his soul. First of all, that man told me I was dumb. That was in Smith Bible Academy. That was the name of his academy. But that man asked the congregation, those of you that own homes, I need you to go out and take a second mortgage out on your home and give that money to me so I can move us into another building. Ask me what Grandpa said to Mother Jones when she came home with that one. Woman, have you lost your rabbit ass mind? Those were his exact words. Exactly, Barbara. Thank you, Barbara. See, exactly, LaWanda. The devil is alive in the pulpit as well. That one in particular, he was packing a pow up in that pulpit. Him and his wife. Y'all, they can't tell me nothing about some of them old-time preachers back in the day. But now, one thing I will say about many preachers back then, you could tell who was real and who wasn't to a certain degree. If you had the spirit of discernment, you could tell which ones were fake and which ones weren't. And that comes up through adulthood. You know, the ones that worked a regular job and didn't rely on the church to take care of them, those were the real ones to me. Those were the real ones. You don't see that much anymore. You don't see that very much anymore. It should never be a career. It should be a calling. That's my own 2 cents. Yeah, it got too strict. Exactly, Faith. God wasn't nowhere in it. That's where that church hurt comes from. Yep. Telling people to go into debt. Demanding that people go into debt. If you love the Lord, you'll take up this. You go take out another loan on your house. all the while you making a baby with some clear woman on the other side of town. Don't get me started on these heathen pastors. Don't get me started on them. I could speak on one right now, but he might. I don't want to cause no trouble. Yes, faith. Not in the church, outside of the church. I'm telling you, my husband has always worked a full-time job outside of the church, and he ain't never relied on the church to pay his bills. It's a calling. It's not a career. It's a calling. Some of these mega churches, some of these pastors go to divinity school and school of theology because it pays well. It's a career that pays well. That's the wrong reason to go. Excuse me. Barbara, you know my favorite saying. It's hard out there for a pimp. It's hard out there for a pimp. So I'm telling you, I couldn't live with myself if I did that simply to have a good paycheck. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and do what? Lose his own soul. That's not to say that we're perfect. Ain't none of us. We've all fallen short. I know I do every day. Every day. But one thing is for sure. I am who I am. And everything you see in me is exactly who I am. I'm not faking the funk. If I cuss sometime, that's because that's what I do. I cuss sometime. That don't mean I love the Lord any less. But I'm not going to sit here and judge people on what they may do. You know what I'm saying? I smoke cigarettes. That doesn't mean I don't love the Lord. That just means I need more work. A man don't work, a man don't eat. That's right, Faith. So some of these folks running around here being judgmental Christians, they ain't doing nobody no good judging them. Okay, Kendra, thank you. To get the one that hangs in your car, you get it from your doctor. Yes, I got the prescription from my doctor. You like William Murphy, Tamala Mann, and Tasha Cobbs. I love Tamala Mann. That child, oh my God. Take me to the king. Oh my God. Then they got certain people they call up to beg for the money. I need 50 people to come with $2,000. If you don't have, we're not talking to you. You can come up with 200. Wait a minute. Wait, how about the ones that say, okay, everybody is going to donate $100. Come on up to the plate right now. And everybody walking up there. No, she didn't, just Risa. She did. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh my God, that's awful. I know how you feel though. I really do. That's why I got this topic going today. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. We've been having a good conversation about church and all this stuff, but we're going to go ahead and move into this other topic because I could talk about church all day. Thomas Riley of World Overcomes Ministry of North Charleston, South Carolina. Okay, oh my. Oh, just Risa, I'm so sad to hear that. I wish you had been here yesterday. At least I would have been able to pick up your spirits and show you my co-host from yesterday. She put out my full legal name. It's rare, and she said to call and file false reports on me. I don't blame you, sweetie. Make note of all of that. Screen record, all that stuff. Documentation. You got to do that. It's a lot of work, but you got to do. You of all people know it's a lot of work. When they started taking silver offering, I was done. I said, what is silver offering? All the change in the bottom of your purse. Don't that sound like some Dr. Umar mess? He got online talking about, give me your weed money, your this money, your that money, send it all to me. Oh, get real. It's being reported in YouTube's failure to protect myself and now my minor children. Yeah, that's my problem. YouTube ain't doing nothing either. Absolutely. That's what the Bible tells you to do, Barbara. It says pay your tithes. A tenth. Your time, talent, and treasure. Lock the doors. I wish I'd have been there. Marvin, I don't care what your name is, Marvin Sapp. No, unlock these doors. Or we gonna raise all kind of hell up in here today. Never would have made it. He never would have made it. Please. Talking about the best in me. I'm going to bring out the best in you. Unlock these doors. Talking about lock the doors. I couldn't believe that. Lock the doors. Until offering is over. Have you lost your rabbit ass mind? He never would have made it out of that building. Talking about lock the doors. Negro, you got paid. But see, I figured Marvin Sapp out a long time ago. He came here for a concert one time. Wait a minute. Alfreda. No, they did. They charged $167. Y'all, you know what? This is the kind of mess I can't stand. They charged $167 for my first lady's birthday just to come to the birthday celebration. Are you kidding me? Oh, hell no. Hi, Fonda. How are you, love? That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, that respect a person stuff. Hoo-wee. Tell me somewhere I can go in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm going for my birthday, September 1st. The Leos better watch out. Us Virgos are coming for them. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Look, me and my husband went to a Marvin Sapp concert. And do you know they raised an offering in the middle of that concert? Have you ever seen such a thing? Have you ever gone to a concert where you have already paid to get in? You have bought your tickets. And this man sang 2 songs and then they commenced to start raising an offering. They were passing around actual offering plates in a stadium. I was done. Just Risa says, I'm contacting my U.S. congressman about YouTube and Google's failure to maintain policy and guidelines against serious security issues and online hackers involved in this group. Oh, wonderful, Just Risa. Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna talk about these church folk no more. Let me get off the subject because I'll be all night talking about them. And I'm a pastor's wife. I'm sorry, I'm not playing a role. I'm not in I'm not into titles. I don't act a certain way because my husband is a pastor. I have to account for my own soul salvation. And I'm not going to play games. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to play games. I know who my Redeemer is. So, with that said, let me turn this down just a little bit more because I need to be heard. I needs to be heard. Oh, that's way too low. Okay, so tonight we're going to discuss when privacy becomes a weapon. Personal info online and doxing. It's a very dangerous situation. And some of us are going through it. Just Risa says, my boys have never been to a concert with standing room on the floor. They had a great time. Oh, really? I bet they did. So what I had come across today, ladies and gentlemen, is I saw a story of this individual who had gone online and pulled up some information he had no business pulling up. And I think it's best that I just play the video for you to see how this comes into play. Yes, I love John P. Key. Yes. So let me share. I'm going to be jumping in periodically so YouTube doesn't say I'm, copyright. Okay. Matter of fact, I better turn off this music completely. Okay. I'll bring it to the stage. And here we go. Wait, come on, comments. There we go.
95, look at a unit up here.
Have you seen her before? Sir. Have you seen her before?
There's clothes in the boys' bathroom and the bag. He changed his clothes.
Ma'am, I'm about to lose my going
My
through a
kid shows up missed.
No offense.
Oh, here
but
we
if you're
go
paying
with
more
these
than $30
ads
a month
already.
on car insurance,
Stop
you're getting
it.
ripped off. Everybody knows you can buy car insurance.
And we didn't do anything or put him in a database. That's unacceptable.
Put your hands behind your back now. Okay. Are you kidding me right now?
When police in Xenia, Ohio receive a call about a strange man claiming to be the parent of a young girl at a kindergarten ice cream social, they can't possibly imagine the twisted depths of the man's motives, or what lengths he will go to conceal them and escape. The majority of the body camera footage in the following video has never been seen before, and information included in the video was obtained through actual police reports. On August 22, 2022, St. Bridget Catholic School was holding their annual orientation and ice cream social. It was a time for their students, preschool through 8th grade, to come in with their parents, get to know their teachers, and enjoy ice cream in a safe, welcoming environment. On this day, however, the environment was anything but safe, all because of one man.
He's the one they're after, but I'm
After receiving a call that there was an unknown man posing as a student's father, several police officers raced to the quaint school and split into groups, trying to get to the bottom of the chaotic scene of frazzled teachers, furious parents, and terrified children.
Just Risa, you said Maggie sent me an indirect threat on LinkedIn before she doxed me too. Seriously, this girl is off her rocker. I have open reports and investigations ongoing. The threat to my children is real. I agree, love. I agree. You just keep on documenting. And I am so sorry that she did that to you. That's awful. But again, this behavior needs to stop. It really does. This video will be very clear as to why these sites need to maybe reevaluate what they're doing. because these sites are being made available to people that have no business having access to them. So let me go ahead and finish this up.
Of course, the questioning begins with the strange man at the scene.
What's going on, man? I'm Officer Peters. What's your name, my man? What is it?
Weed.
Weed? Weed? As in like W-E-E-D? Oh, it is? Okay. So what are you here for today?
People thought I was here to, find someone's child, but I'm having a lot of psychological problems.
You're having psychological problems? What kind of psychological problems are you having? Are you like diagnosed with anything like that you know of or anything like that?
So possibly, like, kind of, it's like a general diagnosis, but it's something that's gotten worse.
So what kind of psychological issues? Like what are you, in more of a description way, like what are you feeling? Paranoid. Do you know anybody here? You don't know anybody here? You don't know anybody's kids? Nothing like that? Okay, you from Xenia? Fairborn area? How'd you end up here today then? Like how'd you get to St. Bridget?
The suspect's hesitation and long breaks before answering questions is undeniably odd. But is it because of his self-proclaimed psychological issues, or is that just an excuse to give him time to come up with an innocent cover story for being at an elementary school?
Now, here's one clear example of how people that are not in their right mind, they got enough sense to play the role, to cover their behinds. He knew he was wrong. He knew he was way out of line. I mean, just who does this? You go into a school and pretend that you're the parent of one of those kids, knowing good and well you're not. No, Fonda, it's not. We just got on that subject. But the topic tonight is when privacy becomes a weapon, personal info online, and doxing. So that's the subject tonight. But we did kind of get off onto the gospel music, church situation, but I've moved on. I'm moving on with the show. Yes, Friday night's game night. That'll be it. Name that gospel music. Okay, here we go.
As you'll see, he has some trouble keeping his story consistent.
Fairborn area? How'd you end up here today then? Like how'd you get to St. Bridget?
Heading to a ER.
Okay, to GMA, like Green Memorial? Is that where you were trying to get to? Okay, how'd you end up here today? Like did you walk from Fairborn or like how'd you get here?
Actually, I drove. I drove.
You drove here? Okay, is your car here?
Yeah.
The suspect is actually telling the truth here. His car is on school grounds, and what they will soon find in it is not only stomach-churning, but brings to question what disturbing secrets could possibly lie in this man's past.
Okay, do you have an ID on you, my man?
The police officer looks over the suspect's ID and confirms that his name is Reed, not Weed, as he agreed when the questioning began. He discovers that Reed is a 35-year-old native of nearby Fairborn, Ohio, and he has no arrests on his record, yet at least.
What drew you to come here? Because I'm just going off of what I've heard so far. They're trying to get the more of the full story right now, but from what I've heard, you basically said that you knew a kid here, or you had a kid that went here. They asked you who that kid was, and you couldn't give him a kid name. And I'm trying to figure out why you're saying that.
To kind of say that I have a kid here.
So you came here, you gave a name with the J, right? Is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
For what reason did you do that?
Just to be a part of the group.
Be part of this group here? Was it more or less how to, like, why did you want to be part of the group? Because also you said you're having some psychological issues, right? That you admitted to me. You said that you were trying to get the GMH, correct? And I'm taking that you drove by here and you saw everybody out here, correct? How did you, that's what I'm not understanding. So you drove here, correct? You're trying to get the GMH, but it's not making sense how you ended up here and why you ended up here if you're trying to go to the GMH. So you
kind of where my illness kind of started stepping in.
Okay, so you saw a group and you kind of got interested. Is that what you're trying to say?
Like I just saw that a bunch of people were here and said, "Oh, I should come here and maybe feel welcome." I talked to some of the parents and with their kids with them and asked them what grade they were and stuff. So, yeah.
How many do you think you talked to?
Talked to a lot of people today, but
just here. Yep, just here.
Families.
Yeah, just like family members asking people about their kids and how old they were and what grade they were in, stuff like that. How many do you think you talked to?
Probably
7. So you said 7?
Yeah.
Okay, 7. So obviously, man, people are obviously a little worried.
A little worried is an understatement, and for good reason. Firstly, there's the principal of the school, Mr. Atkins, who gives his own account of what occurred that afternoon that was meant to be a stress.
Okay, Use Wisdom says, what is this video showing us? This gentleman went online. He went online and pulled up personal information on the children, on the families, I should say, but predominantly the children in this school. This is how he wound up at this school. But this is what doxing can lead to. Pulling up personal people's information. There are crazy people out there. And this guy was trying to get to the kids. And he was able to do so by going online and pulling up names of the kids at this school. That's crazy business. I know it doesn't just come right out and tell us, what all this is about, but it serves its purpose. Everything is not as cut and dry as it seems. Somebody can dox you, someone else can take that information and do crazy things with it. This is an example of what could happen when you're doxed or if you have personal information made available to you. They've got so many companies out there selling our information to the world. Now, in the case of the company that she used, Intellius, they indicated that someone outside of the United States is not allowed to use that site. But it didn't stop her. And if it's anyone else, it's not going to stop them. How do they prevent this from happening? We need some legislation passed. Not just fake rules and regulations. It's going to take more than rules and regulations. We need some laws to pass. That's all I'm saying.
Free, peaceful event for his students and parents. The father and mother of the girl Reed Duran claimed to be the father of are behind him.
Into the building, he said he was the father of a daughter. So he was, as it turns out, it was his daughter. It's not his daughter. He has no relation here. He was fishing for information, and I became suspicious. And so then I found out this was the real father. So we found him out here, and he's got a story about he's looking for his daughter. But he latched onto that name. We don't know if it's a coincidence, if we saw it posted, if he went to the desk, but also, very alarming.
Right. I've got other parents who know my daughter and said they watched him watch her in the classroom and see a picture.
Do y'all hear that?
So we don't know why, but it's definitely out of line, very inappropriate,
right,
and dangerous,
right.
and
So
alarming.
when we walked in here, today's check-in day. Okay. We walked up to the door and there was a line of adults. I looked at him. I said, "You can go in." I thought he was waiting for a wife or something, and he looked at me up and down and kind of smiled and went to say hi. I said, "Hey," stood over my daughter's desk. He told me that he saw her picture, stood over my daughter's desk, and had conversations with her teacher about, I will get this. What stuff do I need? She's, where's your Kleenex? Where's your pencil? I'll get this. I'll get that. Are you the father? Yes.
He asked.
He went into this girl's classroom, stood behind her, claiming to be her father. Now, I'm not going to tell you the rest of the video. You guys got to watch the video and find out just how deep this fool went. He didn't just go online and find out where a certain little girl went to school. He took it even further. Yes, that does. This puts my 2 boys at risk, and added to that the lies and threats to call CPS or someone come to my house. Seriously, Manji, you put my minor children at serious risk. And see, my thing is, Risa, the excuse given is not a defense. You provoked me. That's not a defense. That's like saying, oh, well, you dared me to pow that person. You provoked me into doing it. Well, guess what? You still going to jail for pow-powing somebody because it's illegal. Provocation is not a defense. Talking about my family is not a defense. It's crazy. But it has to be done. Something needs to be done. Well, if she admits it, then do you have that on record? You got to document everything. Everything. I'm going through my little trips with YouTube too, and that's okay. Let's see what the little girls say.
To me, is this where the supplies go? And pointed to the supply table.
Okay. And then are you teacher?
Mom.
Mom. This is my wife, and we have a daughter. You go in kindergarten here. She's a kindergarten.
And I said, who are you here with? Who are you related to? He said, my parents.
Can you guys hear this
I'm
okay?
thinking, well, this is weird. So do you have a daughter here? He said, yes. I said, what's her name? He hesitated. Finally, he said, JJ. I said, okay, what grade? Went through that. So we walked down there to the kindergarten room. He started asking questions of the kindergarten teacher. Well, later, these are new parents. I didn't know them yet. So later I get introduced to them and I knew we got a problem because that was the name he was claiming.
The parents' and teachers' accounts of the events in the classroom turned Reed's already unbelievable motive for being at the elementary school into a downright impossible one.
If you have a 700 plus credit score,
great.
you qualify for Chase's new program where you could access up to 100.
But can police get him to admit his real reason for being there?
Now I'm starting to get a little frustrated because you're not being completely honest.
Yeah.
You walked into that school today, sat behind a little girl and started talking to her. Didn't know anything about her, don't know anybody here, and you start talking to a little girl. What is that about? What is the reason for that?
Just trying to better interact with people, I guess. But yeah, I know it's not normal.
No. To say the words to better interact with people, and hear me out. And your way of doing that is to talk to little girls. Can you also see this right here? You see how frustrated they are? You see what I gotta go down through? I gotta calm them down. And the school and the world that I live in, and the world that we all live in, and the way it's, like I said, schools are these days.
Now y'all know, let's be real. If that was one of us, would he be able to sit there without somebody going upside his head? I'm just saying what I'm saying. I don't care how many popos are standing there. Let you do something like that to my child or my grandson. Popo got one time to look away. And we'll both go to jail that night. I'm just saying. It just don't. Look. Nope. She says if Letitia would stop coming at her, her daughter would not be at risk. Therefore, Maggie is admitting she is a danger, and she know. Yeah, that philosophy is crap. Just Risa. She's admitting that she's deflecting. She's deflecting that she is the problem. You can't blame other people for what you do wrong. Oh, she talked about me, or you're the one that doesn't care about your daughter. No, you don't care about the daughter, nor do you care about your own well-being, because eventually you will be answering. Of course she is. And they all know this. This is why laws need to change. And I could give two shits, excuse my French, where she's located, whether she live in Canada, France, Africa. I don't care. International law is international law. Doxxing is against the law. This is not a case-by-case situation from depending on what country you live in. This is the World Wide Web that we're talking about. YouTube is the World Wide Web. They have worldwide laws. Point blank, period.
It's going on within schools, the little kids' schools, and you pull this, your alibi of what you're saying makes no sense. I think you have your alibi. You had another attention here today. What is the real reason you came here? Get out of here. It's not here to interact with people. I don't believe that. I don't believe that you just showed up here to show up here because you saw a group of people. What was the reason? What was the real reason why you came here?
I feel like I live by myself and I spend too much time by myself. So just again, I'm not feeling very well psychologically. So I thought, hey, I went to a place that has maybe I'll be having the same where it's like, you know, like a family environment. But I understand it's like not normal at all.
You throw it in with adults with their families, and then you walk into a classroom using somebody's kid's name, and then you go stand behind that little girl and you talk to her and you ask her questions. I think your alibi of what your intentions were completely different of what you're telling me.
You interact with everybody, including kids.
Why kids? What's your age?
35.
Okay, you're 35. Why you want to interact with little kids who are like, I'm looking at the age range of like 6 and like 10. Why?
Maybe because someday I might be a dad and it's going to be like.
You see how they give him time to think of his answer?
Children would be like good for me, but I understand it's not. Indeed, I understand his anger completely.
Yeah, pissed off, man. That's his child.
Clearly, Reed's story on why he was at the school is crumbling before his eyes. To say the parents are angry is an understatement, and soon they will have even more reason to be furious with him.
I need something done with him, and I would appreciate every information on him so I can keep tabs on him or something.
Sir, I understand you are very upset right now. All right, let's try to work through this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So one thing, and like I said, I can't imagine what you're going through with this. But one thing I will ask you to do is just step towards the back of my car. That way you stop looking at him, because the more you stare at him, the more you're going to keep yourself worked up. All right. And right now, I want you to try to breathe and focus on.
What's the procedure? What's going to happen?
So right now,
here's the problem with this situation. Yo, they've got this man sitting on the curb. They've got the parents literally standing there eyeballing this guy. And the police, because of protocol, some inner police protocol, are unable to put him in the vehicle. They're unable to put him in the police car to question. Something needs to happen with these laws, and rules and regulations. Exactly, Faith. They're giving him a chance to tell on himself, but in the meantime, take him out of sight of the parents. Take him out of sight, but because he has not technically broken a law yet, all they know is that they believe he intended to kidnap this little girl, or whatever they, are saying. That the police are saying, well, we technically can't because he hasn't broken an actual law yet. Look, it ain't gonna hurt nobody to take him out of sight of the parents. See, like I said before, had that been one of us, there would be no understanding. I'm not trying to hear no police officer tell me, oh, well, just move over there, don't look at him. No, we're not doing all that. Get him out of my face. Don't tell me to leave. You make him go. You put him in a car somewhere. Since you want to protect this prisoner so bad, get him up out of my face. But they created a situation here that could have been prevented. And luckily it didn't pop off the way it could have. Absolutely, Barbara, they would have thrown us to the ground while beating us down, then thrown into the squad car. We'd be in the squad car when he should be in the squad car, not sitting on the curb. You so hell bent on protecting his rights. You want to protect his rights and protect yourself as well as a police officer. I'm not going down for making him get in the car. The hell with your rules and regulations. Sit him in the car. You can lie about everything else, lie and say that you did that to protect him. How about that?
I've already placed a call on my supervisor. He's going to give me a call so I can give him the rundown on this. Right now we have
registry, attempted kidnapping. I mean,
no, ma'am.
yeah.
Listen to this.
No, so
Yeah.
Without trespassing.
Trespassing, yes, we can.
Yeah.
So we can trespass him from the property. We will type up what we can. Unfortunately, like going
My
through a lot.
kid shows up missing, and we didn't do anything or put him in a database. That's unacceptable.
It's not that you're not doing anything, ma'am. We are here. We're trying to work through this as best as possible. But we have to work within the confines of the law.
Ain't this a blip?
There has to be certain elements of crimes met before we can do something. It's not a
Impersonated a parent. He told me he was his father.
If I turned my back for
Can
a
you talk to
second,
that
he
teacher?
could have left with her. He told everybody
I have
he
another
was her
parent.
dad.
I have another parent saying he is eyeballing my child. Another parent that knows me and knows that's not his kid, and is looking at my daughter, sir. My daughter, sir.
As more horrible truths about Reed Duran's actions are revealed, the anger of everyone involved in the case continues to escalate.
Like I can't imagine what you're going through, but we can't just put somebody on a registry because he went into a school.
He could have walked out with her.
I know. I know he could have, but he didn't.
Doesn't matter. He could have.
So in the
He
eyes
told people.
in the eyes of the law, it does matter. We can't charge somebody for what they may do. We can't.
He was in the process of it.
They don't say that when it comes to us, do they?
He was telling people he is the parent.
And I understand that. All right. And there's, like I said, there's some things that I want to look
in
into.
the process of it.
The law doesn't see in the process of that as a crime. I can't imagine the position you're in. All right. But let me have a little bit of time. But right now,
how many times have a brother or sister been pulled over to the side of the road and they reach over after being asked to. I want to see your license and registration. How many times has someone ended up dead because they moved too fast to comply with the officer's request? Oh, well, I thought he was gonna. Well, what makes this any different? This man was doing things that appeared as though he was trying to take this little girl. He lied. He took paperwork. What, he had to take her in order for you to go after him? What if you don't catch up with him? Then what? But you could take us out on the side of the road. Oh, well, I thought. Oh, well, his hands weren't visible. Oh, well, this. Oh, well, that. There's a different set of rules. And these rules need to change. They should not be connected to a color. It's supposed to be the United States of America. One big melting pot. But it seems like certain ingredients have certain rules. That's all I'm saying. But one good thing came out of this. They got a chance to see what we go through every day. Oh, well, we can't do nothing right now. He hasn't done anything yet. We can't, the law doesn't uphold what he might have done or what you think he might be doing. It does when y'all mess up. It upholds y'all. I just don't understand the thinking.
Like, we can't charge somebody for what they may do.
We can't.
Pretty clear to me.
We can't charge
And it's
anybody
pretty
for
clear
what
to
they may
police
do.
as well, especially when they take a look at what Reed has in his possession that doesn't belong to him.
All right, Reed. Obviously, this isn't your paperwork, correct? None of this is, right?
No, this is just.
This is theirs, right? Hand me those. Thank you. What else have you taken from them today?
No.
What's in that bag?
No.
Books? Are those yours books?
Yeah.
Or did you take them from here? Because obviously you're taking something from the kids, and I'm starting to think this is not yours either. Is this yours or not yours? And be honest. Whose hat's this? Why are you taking little kids' paperwork for? What's that all about?
Paperwork.
Reed's reasoning for picking up the paperwork is sickening beyond belief. The student's mother is the first to come to the horrific realization of why the paper's missing from her child's desk.
On the desk, which is blanks for you to fill out and return to us. There's nothing here that's informative.
That's why she didn't have any paperwork on her
he
name,
picked it up.
because he picked it up.
And that isn't the only thing that Reed took from the classroom.
I'm going to find out if those are your books, but I don't think they are. We'll find out. Because obviously you took some stuff from these kids and got their stuff.
It appears he took the paperwork meant for a parent to fill out so that he could potentially fill it out himself and pretend that the child was his. And that isn't the only thing that Reed took from the classroom.
So they're theirs?
There's the school.
They're at schools? Okay. So again, you keep continuously lying to me over and over, man. And you expect me to believe your story. This is what I'm saying, dude. Just be clean. You come clean from it, dude. So we can get this over and done with. So we can go home and be done with all this.
This officer knew exactly what that man's intent was. But do you see how many chances he's given this dude? He gets to sit there on that curb instead of sit in that car. For his own protection, if nothing else. But you gonna let this man give you excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. And you know he lying. We don't get them kind of chances, do we? Never. They ain't got time to listen to us. They react first. And then if they're wrong, I thought, well, he was man. Yeah, the jail is still open.
Like I said, I think your intentions are different.
Yeah.
About damn certain that it was. What were you trying to do?
To be friendly with a kid.
To be friendly with the kids. You're still gonna live with that. Just be friendly with kids. Are you really having a psychological issue? Were you really trying to get the GMH, or were you really just trying to get here?
I'm just trying to go over here.
Just trying to come here. Okay. So GMH was never in the question, and that you were just trying to be friendly with the kids, and your intentions were here to just be friendly with the kids.
After this, the officer interviewing Reed and the officer interviewing the administration meet to discuss their findings so far. Unfortunately, they aren't as far along in the case as the parents and administration would like them to be, and they are understandably desperate for justice.
Someone goes, yeah, so he says possibly might be schizophrenia.
You need to figure something out right now. You need to figure something out. I'm respecting you. He is touching her.
Sir,
you need to put him in the car.
Sir, you need to walk away. You need to walk away.
I need you to understand.
Sir,
You get me, sir. I'm hearing you.
Sir, walk that way. Walk that way.
Did you hear me?
Walk that way. Walk that way.
You heard what I said.
That way,
sir, I'm asking.
Walk that way.
Sir, come here. Can I speak to you?
Sir, let me speak with my partner, please.
Parent, I really hate to interrupt again, but we got him sitting here. There's still kids around. He was trying to. We don't know what his intent. Well, we know what his intent was. We didn't do it. Can we at least get him in the car, get him out? All these kids.
So I don't want to put him in the back of the car because then it's
Then it's what?
It's more
You're
of a.
not protecting the kids.
Sir,
I'm calling Stutes right now.
It's unclear exactly at this point why they cannot put him in the back of the car, but it seems like the officers haven't developed a reasonable suspicion to detain Reed. Though this doesn't quite make sense given the circumstance, there may be some departmental policy preventing detention in a vehicle under certain circumstances.
We're trying to put him in the back of the car. Give us just a few minutes here. That's all I'm asking, so we can put him somewhere. Just not here. Just not here.
It's been almost an hour since he's followed my kid around. He's right here. I know you want me way from everybody. He's right there. All we're reading about is you want compliance, and I've done the best I can do, sir, for circumstances.
Can you go get the paperwork?
I am doing it the best I can do, and he's sitting there.
Step back this way, please.
What do you want from me?
I've already asked you to
I asked you to put him in the car. That's all I asked. I didn't say lock him up or whip him. I said put him in the car.
I understand that. Right now, I need you.
He said, I didn't ask you to lock him up and whoop him. I didn't ask you to lock him up and whoop him. I just asked you to put him in the car. For his own safety. And respect for me. Exactly, Barbara. At that point, there should have been no understanding from that parent. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to do something to me, or you're gonna have to put him in the car. What's it gonna be? That's crazy business. Yeah. He would have went to jail for something. He was gonna go to jail, but you just gonna leave him sitting out there on the curb in these people's faces, in these kids' faces, in the faces of the administration inside that building. You had no respect for those people. And because they're entitled, they're insisting. See, that's where that entitlement comes in. I told you to put him in the car. You talking to the police. We can't talk like that to police, can we? we'd be in the back of the car and he'd be sitting out on the curb still. But it's just something about this, you know, this way of treating one demographic different than the other. Now, had it been one of us, we'd have wore that boy out on that curb. There would have been absolutely no understanding whatsoever. And of course, we'd be wrong. But why can't the police be equally wrong for not taking him off that curb in the first place?
Okay, Brandon, I need you to break it down just a little bit, sir. You got kids? Okay. Yes, I do.
We put a restraining order on him.
So that's not something that I can do tonight.
Can I speak to someone that can do something about this gentleman, sir, who was following my daughter around?
I'm working with what I can.
What are you working with?
With trying to talk with you, to talk with the principal, to talk with the other parents involved.
6 people, this is creepy.
Okay, it's not a criminal act to be creepy.
At this point, Reed has stolen items from the students and pretended to be a father of a student. However, the impersonation issue may not be a chargeable offense by itself.
Please.
Theft certainly is a criminal offense. However, this could be a procedural issue again, where the police don't have quite enough information to establish probable cause to effect an arrest.
It's not a sir. Sir, God, I hope that you are hearing me say sir. And
that's bull. That there is bull. How many times have they put people in the back seat of a squad car and tell us you're not under arrest, you're being detained? Put a 1 in the chat if you have heard that before. You are not under arrest, even though they put handcuffs on you. You are not under arrest. You are being detained. Have a seat in the back of the squad car. What makes this any different? Clearly, he had intent to break the law. As a matter of fact, technically, he did break the law. He trespassed on that school property. He impersonated a parent. That's number 2. His intent is irrelevant at this point. What he intended to do is irrelevant. He broke 2 laws. But they're claiming he didn't break a law. The hell he didn't. But this is what crazy people do when they get your information and you least expect it. This man got their information. He found out whose kids were at this school. This is not a public school. He went online and looked them up. Now, the same situation can take place when someone doxes you. Because when you're doxed, your personal information without your permission is put out there in YouTube land or whatever other platform you might be on. Exactly, Faith. And they would have to buy it. At least they would buy it. They don't have to buy it. They would buy it. Because he's one of them. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. If that was a black dude sitting on that curb, trust and believe this thing would not be going down like this. Ain't no way in the world you can convince me otherwise. This is crazy.
I'm about to lose my...
I know, and that's why I'm asking you to turn away from him, because I know that it's aggravating you, and I know it's amping you up. All right, I'm trying to do the things that I can to control the situation here. All right, I'm trying to get all of the story. I'm trying to understand what your guys' point of view. My partner's talking with him.
When you write this down, no disrespect, I cannot talk to you anymore, sir. I'm gonna lose my about 5.
This It's how to get in shape fast.
He said, I'm going to lose my shit in 5.
Start eating more of these.
Clearly, no one is happy with the situation at hand.
You think?
Though police can't put Reed in the back of a police car, there is something they can do to further the investigation, with Reed's permission, of course.
You go here, correct? All right. What vehicle is yours?
That's the red Hyundai Sonata.
Red Hyundai Sonata. Okay. I'm sorry, 4-door.
4-door.
Is there any 10 windows or anything like that?
No.
Would you be willing to allow us to look through the car?
That's fine.
Okay. How about you walk with us up there then?
Okay.
While vehicle search can be based on probable cause, the issue here is whether they have probable cause of a crime being committed versus probable cause to search the vehicle. Those are two different inquiries. Asking permission is an easy way to avoid any later objections based on a lack of probable cause. Items police are about to uncover within Reed's car will show the extent of the twisted life he's been living for quite some time.
They should have been done this. They should have started searching that car just as they sat him on that curb. One officer on him, another one on that trunk. They wasted all that time sitting here trying to get him to talk. They should have been in that trunk.
An officer locates something that piques his interest, and Reed latches onto it.
New user. You have a thing in there about recovery. New user. What do you usually use?
Cocaine.
Cocaine?
You see how he had to think about it? Man, get out of
When's the
here.
last time you used? What else? Okay, what else do you use? Do you use cocaine and something else?
It's like pills.
Pills? What kind of pills?
Downers.
Downers.
Like good cards, right? Basically.
Gotcha.
Garden
When's the last
variety.
time you used, my man? Morning. Coke or both?
Both.
Both. So I take it that you take Coke, you get too high, you take Downer to come down.
Yeah.
Okay.
They giving him the answers. They
Have you
giving him the
went to
answers.
recovery before? Because also, like I said, you got recovery books in there.
Yeah, and it didn't work out. I mean, it didn't work out long term, I guess.
Is there any Coke in there, any pills, anything in there that we need to know about?
Maybe so.
Where at?
In the trunk.
In the trunk? You give us permission to look in the trunk?
Yeah. You can.
Cecil, you can look in the trunk. So there might be Coke and pills in there.
At this point, they still haven't established probable cause for a vehicle search. The officers are being cautious here, so asking for permission to look in the trunk may prove critical.
How much is it going to be? We're talking like an 8-ball? Are we taking just like minuscule amount? What are we talking?
Like 2 grams, probably.
2 grams of Coke? How many pills?
20.
20. And it's just going to be a variety of downers, just like a variety of pills, different ones, or is it just going to be all the same?
Wow.
I think just kind of variety.
Variety. Yeah.
Where would these be?
Where at in the trunk? Don't stand up. Where at?
Maybe underneath where the tire thing is, possibly.
Maybe impossibly.
We need to be for sure.
You guys want to search the entire vehicle?
We're searching the vehicle. You're not going to search it. So where is it at? Where is the last time you put it at? Dude, I've caught you in like 30 lies already. Right. So
Wow.
You're pausing. You're trying to think. If you're trying to make up a story, don't. Tell him where it's at so he doesn't have to keep looking. So where's it at? If it's in the trunk, where at in the trunk?
The officer continues to search the trunk and car, but oddly discovers no drugs. However, he does find something else that is deeply disturbing, something police will be sure to ask Reed about soon.
Why are you lying to us right now? Now's the time to be truthful, to be honest with me. Okay, you're shaking, pausing, thinking. That's not being honest. Tell me what's going on.
I'm not in my right mind.
What do you mean you're not in your right mind?
Because of the drugs.
But man, please.
What drugs?
They planted that.
Like downers.
What do you mean downers?
They planted that idea.
What do you take? What is your pill of choice? You're lying to me. No, addicts know what their pill of choice is. Addicts know what their drug of choice is.
It's like an upper.
Okay, other than upper, other than generic common terms, explain to me what your high is.
It's like feeling energetic and like.
He don't even get high.
Having energy to do things.
Okay, you're lying to me.
You're lying. He don't know
Stop
nothing
lying
about
to me.
getting high.
I don't know why you were lying to me.
What he's trying to get is a specific drug, like Vicodin, Percocet,
I don't even think
like that.
I don't even think that he's a user. I don't think you're a drug user.
He ain't.
I think you're using that as a crutch or as an excuse.
You gave
so what
him
are you
the
doing here in Xenia?
excuse.
So what brought you to St. Bridget? Did you drive by, or was there a specific reason that brought you here?
There being a lot of families here.
So you knew there was a lot of families here?
Yeah.
Okay, how did you know there was a lot of families here?
Uh-oh.
Elementary school.
But it's in the evening. It's Monday evening.
And
what brought
did you
here?
do?
I looked up the dates that they have for
when they're having these kind of events.
Okay. So what was your intent when you were looking that up? What were you trying to do? When you were looking up to see when their events were, to see when people were going to be here, was it people, children, families, what?
Children.
Okay. So you came here specifically looking for children. Okay. All right. Have you ever been in trouble before?
I have not.
Okay. Was there a specific family or just children in general?
Just in general.
Okay, so you didn't know anybody here.
Just when it seems like police are getting somewhere after this sickening confession, they are once more interrupted. And the most shocking interruption isn't by who you're expecting. However, what the officers are about to be disturbed with is something that adds another layer of depravity to the case and makes Reed's revolting motives even more clear.
Sir, I'm going to ask you.
I can listen to his answers.
Sir, I'm asking you to step over there, please.
15 feet away.
Sir, step over there. I'm asking you so I can conduct my investigation, sir. If you want all these answers, I need you to stop looking at him. I need you to stop staring at him.
Although the parents are understandably very angry and upset, what they are doing may have unintended consequences. Reed seemed to be just starting to confess, and he may clam up again and not give a full confession now.
I mean, come on. This is getting creepier and creepier.
That's the police's fault.
There's clothes in the boys' bathroom and the bed. He changed his clothes.
Ma'am, do me a favor, sir.
It's just talking about.
Ma'am, do me a favor. Can you go with this officer, please?
Joe?
Can you go with this officer, please?
Joe, I'm not talking to this anymore. Put him in the car, sir.
Give us a second. What do you got?
Has he seen her before? Sir. Has he seen her before?
Sir. Can you please step over there?
Can you please answer me? Has he seen her before?
What do you?
Rapidly, the scene is unraveled around the police, just as it seems like they're getting close to getting Reed to crack. Of course, the parents and administrators are horrified by what the discovery of clothing in the bathroom could mean for the innocent children at the school. While two officers discuss their findings so far, another journeys into the school to see what Reed left behind in the bathroom.
Were you out there when the church was gone? There was nothing in it. He kept saying there was he's like, I think there's coke and pills in there, and where he said they were, nothing's in there. So he's obviously clearly an impulsive liar about everything that he does. I mean, obviously he has like a recovery book and some stuff like that in there. But other than that, nothing that we found of any significance. So, is this any of your guys' stuff, or is this all his? Because this is like all Bible verses and stuff like that. So,
That's it. Yeah, he asked me to use the restroom. First thing he did. And so there was nobody else here. So I let him come in there, and I stood there and made sure nobody else came on. But I did not know this because I walked in.
you didn't realize it?
I didn't realize it.
Okay.
Just making sure nobody came and went.
Somehow this guy's not on some kind of vendors list.
I know, that's
what I'm kind of shocked about.
This is sick.
Where do you be now? Yeah, this is not what you want.
Unfortunately, I know no one wants to hear this. At this point, he hasn't touched anybody that we're aware of, or done anything to him. Like I said, I know Cecil and Jones are gonna look in the ORC a little more and see if they can find anything else, and maybe try on him. But right now, it's nothing besides talk to a little kid.
I couldn't tell you that. Just let him learn. You just go ahead and drop it.
Like I said, it's not illegal to talk to a little kid, but it's also extremely weird. And the circumstances of coming to a school full of little kids.
After thoroughly searching the clothing and bag that Reed is believed to have left in the bathroom, the police come up seemingly empty-handed. However, back at the conversation with Reed on the sidewalk, they're about to get all the answers they need. Be warned, what you're about to hear is incredibly disturbing.
Okay, all of this could have been found out in the back of that car. All of this could have been found out in the back of that car. But you're right, Faith. They wanted him to confess on camera. And that's not to say that they couldn't have gotten that. They could have got exactly that. But no, they're trying to, they don't act like that with us. If that was one of y'all's sons, if that was my husband, if that was my son, if that was my nephew, this wouldn't have went down like that. And we know this. Once again, the system has failed. The system constantly fails us. It's almost damned if you do, damned if you don't. In this case, they don't. They didn't do because they don't.
Can you pick up on your story where you left off with me? With me. Or where were you with them?
With him?
Yeah.
Why I was here.
Okay. And why were you here, sir?
Because of kids.
Okay. What do you mean because of kids?
Because I'm attracted to children.
Okay, so you're attracted to children. What were you coming here to do tonight? Walk me through what was going to go on tonight.
Kids.
Okay. Just.
He said he's
anyone in particular? Was there a specific?
Just anyone in particular.
Okay. So walk me through when you got here. What happened?
Made up a story that I had a child that was going to school here.
Okay. Did you give a name or anything for the child that was going to school? Or?
I said.
Okay. How'd you get that name?
I just came up with a name that had J in it.
Why did it have to be J?
Just the first name that popped, first letter that popped.
Is that honestly the truth? Because I think you saw that name or came up with that name some other way. So how'd you come up with that name?
Just coming up with a name that goes with the letter J.
Okay, so why J? What was specific about J?
They said it's like the.
Okay, so what about a last name? Did you give a last name for who you were here with? Just answer me. Stop thinking about it. Stop. So, did you give a last name?
Yeah.
What was the last name you gave? Okay, so how did you come up with that name?
I researched
I researched the people who were going here.
Okay. So was it online?
Yeah.
Okay. So you knew that name before you got here?
Both police and the family assumed that Reed discovered the child's name from the desk. However, as they're about to learn, the truth of how he discovered the kindergartner's name and posed as her father is much more horrific.
They asked me if I had a kid here, and I told them the name, and then went to the classroom.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, they scared.
I've got to share this. Are you paying around $140
Let
or
this
more
fool
per
take you
month for
through
car
all
insurance?
these changes. You knew what he was going to do.
She'd be going to this class, and so I pretended that it was my kid.
Okay. Did you interact with?
I did not. I just kind of was behind her.
You were behind her?
Yeah, just kind of been near her.
Okay. Were you here for her or for anybody else, or was it multiples?
It was just her.
Just her?
You just
All right,
taking too
look at
long
me.
to answer these questions. I'm
All right.
sorry.
How'd you pick her?
Just by her looks.
Okay. Was this prior to tonight or?
Yeah.
Prior to tonight.
You said you were attracted to children, so you're a minor attracted adult. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perhaps the officer uses the term minor attracted adult to make Reed feel as though his crimes aren't his fault or aren't as serious as they truly are. Using this phrase, as disturbing as it is, may put Reed at ease, allowing the detective to get more information out of him.
Oh, Lord have
So,
mercy.
what was your plan tonight?
To take her home with me.
Okay. And what?
Sure.
Okay. Touch her how?
Inappropriately.
What do you mean inappropriately?
Something they do to an adult.
Hey, Peter. Okay. And what would be the purpose in this? Like, why did you want to come here and take her home with you and touch her? Why did you want to do that?
Why did you want to do that? Does it matter why? You're a psychiatrist now? You're an officer of the law. The why doesn't matter. He just admitted that he was attracted to children. And he just admitted that his intent was to take that child home with him and touch her inappropriately. Why would you want to do that? What? No. I ain't buying that. These police suck. I'm just gonna put it out there in the environment, in the atmosphere. These police have been trained a certain way for certain people. Yeah, he identified as a man. Miss me, cause we already know this would have gone down completely different if that was a brother or a sister for that matter. Yeah. Jesus.
Because
it's an SEXUA
desire that I have.
Desire.
With that gut-churning confession, Reed has sealed his fate.
I'm not sure.
Although, as you'll see in just a few moments, he's going to land himself yet another charge. Not once, but twice. First, however, the police have to get as much information on Reed's past as they can. And those brochures and maps that they discovered he had in his car, they've brought some unsettling questions to the forefront of the officers' minds.
You said you looked online. What did you look at other schools or just this school? Or?
I've looked at other schools. So
Okay.
I can't think of which ones I've looked at.
Why are they still talking to him out on the sidewalk?
Have you gone to any other schools?
Yeah.
What school have you gone to? What school or schools have you gone to?
I've gone to Chaminade, Julian.
Okay.
Because they have, younger women there.
They have what? I'm sorry.
Girls there.
They have a lot of girls there?
That are young.
Okay. Where else?
I've been to
Arrest him already.
Around the area.
Come on, Barbara.
Like, what do you mean by, is it like in a general area? Is it further in the state? Do you go out of state? What do you mean by multiple cities?
I've gone to like states that are not states, but cities that are a couple states over.
Okay.
I went to Normanton. I went to Denver Elementary. That's the one I can remember. And then other places.
I don't know where this is at, Barbara.
I've just driven past other.
It's in
schools
America.
Okay. Have you ever stopped in any other schools?
Oh no.
Yes.
Have you taken girls from any other schools?
Yes.
Okay.
Reed's disheartening admission that he has kidnapped girls from other schools adds another layer of horror to this case. This brings up another question that yields a harrowing answer.
All right. So, do you take anything to jog your memory from these other schools? Keepsakes, momentums, anything like that?
This man just admitted that he's done this at other schools. And he's still sitting on this curb. Uncuffed. He'd been sitting out here for another 5 minutes or more after confessing. And they want more confession. Get that at the police station. Talk to him in the back seat of the car. I don't care. Get him off of that doggone sidewalk. He don't get to breathe no more air outside. Now, by this time, them parents should be all over him. You done got what you wanted from him. Now, why is he still sitting out here for us to have to look at? This don't make no dadgum sense.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you take?
Took a piggy bank, Kermit the Frog. That's like dressed up as a pirate.
Mr. Green it is?
Duran.
What is it?
Duran.
Duran, sorry. Apologize. Would you be willing to come down to the station and talk with us some more?
Yeah.
Would you be willing?
Right. Yeah, why don't you come on?
Finally, police are able to bring Reed to the Justice Center for questioning, and things are about to take an insane turn. Notice they don't have him in handcuffs when he's placed in the car. It seems like police have enough for a detention, but not an arrest.
Wow.
This enters a gray area where an arrest, if not justified, can taint anything learned during the drive to the station. Therefore, by asking him to voluntarily come down to the station, it can be argued that his participation in any questioning was voluntary and not a custodial interrogation. His future statements can potentially remain admissible under these circumstances. He swings from side to side in his chair, presumably overcome with anxiety. Soon he makes a terrible decision he'll likely regret.
Hey, have you ever been told you have a nice
Lord
voice?
have mercy.
Well, what if I told you you could turn your voice
I'm looking at a unit up here. Put your hands behind your back now. Okay.
Wish they'd put them cuffs on him now, huh? I bet they wish they'd put them cuffs on his behind now, huh? Man, oh man.
Stop. Put your hands behind your back now. Okay. Are you kidding me right now? Put your hands behind your back now. Try to.
His attempt to injure the officer lands him with charges of felonious assault and escape. At Greene County Jail, Reed makes some disturbing confessions. He tells officers that he intended to give the girl he wanted to kidnap a Starburst candy with a tranquilizer in it, then remove her from school after she passed out. Disturbingly so, when police frisked Reed before putting him in the cruiser, they discovered a bag with a Starburst inside it. According to the department, it wasn't found to have any illicit substances laced in it. Reed was put under arrest immediately after attempting to assault the officer on the scene, and from there, his desperation only grew. At his arraignment, his fingerprints, DNA, and photo were taken, but he refused to allow these to be collected. Instead of complying, he made yet another bad decision.
So, right foot fingers?
Sit down! Are we serious, dude?
His attempt to flee raises an eerie question. Did Reed fear that providing his DNA would expose previous offenses? It seems that only time will tell. In September 2022, he pleaded not guilty to attempted kidnapping, felonious assault, and escape. In February of 2023, he was deemed competent to stand trial. At the time of this video's posting, it's unknown when the trial will take place. At the very least, it seems he will be incarcerated for a long, long time.
Wow. Ain't that a blip? Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Now you guys see how he got in there, right? He went online. He used his ability to go online, pull up some personal information, and pick a child out. Exactly. They're connecting all their dots, but they could have connected them dots at the police station. Forget about rights. You confessed. You already broke 2 laws. Trespassing, impersonating a parent. That's grounds enough to take him away. Anything else you wanted to ask him could have been asked downtown. But no, you had to make a little video. That's what it all boils down to. Look how civil we are to our citizens, even the bad ones. But you mark my word, if that was a brother, they would have dragged him from one end of the block to the other, and they'd have let them parents get to him too. Oh yes. Lady Gaga, for real. But I showed that because in a roundabout way, I know I went all the way up to Georgia and went around to Montana and came back here just to get to this one point. This is what happens when you put people's information online for the public to see. Sick people go out there and look for information to satisfy their sick minds. That is where the doxing comes in. That is where these companies that sell our information on the dark web come in. You see? Oh, he might have got off, but he wouldn't have got far. Because like I said, he'd got some street justice if that was somebody else. If that was a black person's child that he stood behind and tried to claim being the father, no, there would have been no understanding whatsoever. None whatsoever. But here's the issue. This is the issue right here. Doxxing statistics in 2024. 11 million Americans have been victimized. Exactly. And one other thing to let y'all know. I know some of you are concerned about the new change that YouTube has implemented in terms of that @ sign in front of your names. And many of you don't want your real names out there. There is a way to change that. There is a way to change that. You would need to click on your picture up in the corner and edit your information. You'd click on that. You'd click on that picture, and then it will show you your channel. You tried, Beverly? Okay, because there's a little place where it says more. If you click on more, there's an ability that you can edit your information. If you're unable to figure it out, they have a video. They have several videos on YouTube. If you go in your search engine and type, how do I change my information, or how do I edit my channel? They have videos that take you through there step by step. Exactly. Everybody puts their information online. Their kids' school games, it's very dangerous to do that. Exactly. But there's information out there that we didn't personally put out there on our own. I didn't go nowhere and tell them I didn't tell them put my name up there on the internet and show my house and my husband's name and my book and all this stuff. This is all on one site. And because of one sick individual over in Canada putting my information and my phone number in the chat, YouTube won't even do nothing about the phone number. They did something about the first video, but they didn't do nothing about the second one. What more do I need to give you? I have given you a screen recording and a screenshot of my phone number in her chat. You heard her saying what she was saying when it happened. You have the timestamp. Now, what is your problem? See, they don't make a move until they feel like they might get sued or something. But hey, that's what you want. Anyway, I'm going to share this information with you. Let me get this off the screen. This isn't going to take long, trust me. What originated as a prank among computer hackers has become a menace affecting millions online. Recently, doxing has even evolved into a political weapon levied against individuals protesting the Israel-Hamas war. Short for dropping documents, doxing involves the intentional sharing of personal files or private information online without a subject's permission. A desire for revenge, humiliation, or profit often drives doxing attacks. Beyond imposing financial burdens on victims, SafeHome.org researchers found that doxing can ruin victims' reputations and mental health long after the attacks. To determine how widespread doxing has become and assess its impacts and prevention, we conducted a study of more than 1,000 adults about their experiences and exposure to the practice. Here are a few of our key findings. Around 4% of Americans, an estimated 11 million people, report that they've personally been victims of doxing attacks. About half of all victims said their home addresses or emails were made public. About 1 in 4 said doxers distributed their photos or videos online. And about 1 in 5 victims said perpetrators shared personal information about their families. The most common consequences of victims in our study included financial losses, mental health impacts, damage to professional reputations, and physical safety risks. More than 90% of web users are concerned about doxing today, and 73% have limited what they share online to avoid being doxed. Now, we all know what doxing is, so I'm not even going to go through what doxing is. We know what it is. Few forms of cyber attack feel more personal than a public invasion of privacy. Unfortunately, the information age has made privacy an increasingly rare commodity. Internet tools allow anyone with a connection to become an investigator and publisher. This expansive access to info and social media explains how so many have fallen prey to doxing. Nearly 1/4 of Americans know someone who has been doxed, and we estimate that around 11 million adults have been victimized in doxing attacks. Have you ever personally known anyone who has been doxed? Yes, I have been doxed, 4%. Yes, I have a coworker or acquaintance who has been doxed, 9%. Yes, I have a family or friend or family member who has been doxed, 14%. No, I've never personally known anyone who has been doxed, 77%. Note, multiple responses were allowed. Doxing can take different forms depending on the perpetrator and the victim. Sometimes it happens in a social media post, unmasking an anonymous commenter, or an embarrassing revelation within a chat group. Occasionally, it involves citizen detectives taking the law into their own hands. In other instances, the attacks are more severe and dangerous, including identity theft, the non-consensual sharing of intimate images, or the potentially deadly practice known as swatting, where doxers report fictitious crimes, hoping to have a target's home raided by armed police. Isn't that something? Somebody can actually go and report something against you in hopes that the police come and raid your house. And you know what got me? I heard a little threat. I think it was last week. Maybe I should call CPS. Let me do it in the correct voice. Maybe I should call CPS and tell them you had children on your YouTube. You showed children on YouTube. You stupid heifer. I have written permission from that parent for those children that were sitting in my lap. You can go ahead and call CPS all you want. I got written permission. But you go ahead and waste your time. But this is what people, sick-minded people, do. Home and email addresses were the most common information leaked in doxing attacks. Additionally, 1/4 of subjects had personal images published, while family members were also targeted in 20% of cases. Documenting raw doxing numbers doesn't tell the whole tale. We asked victims to explain more about the circumstances and results of their experiences. What causes doxing? Doxing attacks can happen to anyone at any time, sometimes seemingly striking at random. When we asked victims why they were targeted, their answers generally fell into 5 categories. Number 1, online fights. Many doxing incidents start from heated internet arguments, spats among rival gamers, within pop culture fandoms, on social media sites, and in the comments section of political news and articles served as the provocation for retaliatory attacks. Victims believed that jealousy, trash talking, and opposing views had triggered their doxing, generating real offline problems out of seemingly harmless digital confrontations. Personal disputes. Several victims were targeted by family members, co-workers, and former friends because of conflicts that commenced in real life. Frequently, spurned suitors and lovers are the culprits in personal doxing attacks. In some of these cases, doxing served as a threat to demand affection or favors. Other times, intimate images were released as retribution following romantic rejection. Financial schemes. Numerous victims detailed being doxed as part of a financial scam. Some had succumbed to phishing attacks, and others had billing info leaked after purchases. Several stated that their credit information had been hacked from financial institutions or carelessly exposed by businesses and medical providers. In such instances, the goal was generally to siphon off funds, open unauthorized accounts, or resell the data to identity thieves. Then there's discrimination. Some victims we talked to were targeted based on their gender, sexuality, race, or beliefs. In these instances, doxing served as a method of cyberbullying to silence their voices or to embarrass and undermine activism. Some victims were women advocating for gender equality or people of color protesting a lack of diversity. This form of doxing is increasingly becoming a political weapon aimed at squelching opposing opinions. And then, of course, we've got these unknown reasons. About 1 in 10 victims had no idea why, how, or by whom they had been doxed. These attacks seemed random or unexplained, suggesting personal information might have been uncovered and shared without a specific target or reason. There's plenty of consequences that we can go over. Plenty. But here's something interesting. Is doxing illegal? Given the grave impact of doxing and the concerns people have about becoming victims, it would make sense for there to be laws to stop this harmful practice. However, only a few states, such as Maryland, Nevada, and Oregon, have laws that specifically outlaw doxing. Though doxing might not be illegal nationwide, the Social Media Victims Law Center said those who are doxed may have some legal recourse if their information was illegally obtained or shared. I'm going to say that again. Yeah, Tracy. Let me see. I'm going to go back up here. Though doxing might not be illegal nationwide, the Social Media Victims Law Center said those who are doxed may have some legal recourse if their information was illegally obtained or shared. Sharing it is illegal. In 2024, Illinois became the latest state to enact legislation to protect people from doxing. Other states like California or Florida have harassment and cyberbullying laws that could apply to doxing situations. Though bills on doxing have been introduced in Congress, no federal laws have been made yet. So, with all that said, there's always a loophole. There's always a loophole. Because that just applied to America. Cyberbullying, cyber harassment. See, doxing is a form of cyberbullying or cyber harassment. There's a difference between feuds and doxing. So I hope that made it a little bit clearer for someone here. Okay. Dirt naps forever. But isn't it crazy how something as small as information on the World Wide Web could lead to a man in your child's classroom? Thank you, Urban. Thank you so much for the one gifted membership. Whoever received that membership, please thank Urban for the gifted membership. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But I mean, I thought that video was so, I know it may have took you around the block a couple times because it was a crazy situation. But how he got to that point, what made him go to that particular school? And when they finally got the information out of him, he went online. He went online. He went to the school. He went to the school's information to find out when they have events. So he was very calculating in what he did. And his intent turned out to be that he wanted to take that little girl home and be inappropriate with her. He said to touch her. Touch her how? Faith, that was Urban. Urban gifted that to you, sweetheart. Urban, faith is all we need, says thank you for the membership, love. Again, sweetheart, thank you so much. You know what you can do, Fonda? If you click on Urban's @ or click on her channel name right there in the chat, it'll take you to her channel. That's the one thing that does work, I guess, from what I understand, is you can actually click on that, or at least highlight that, copy and paste it, and put it in the search engine, and it'll go to her channel. Wow. Well, there's always a first time for everything, Faith. There's a first time for everything. That's why I always say document. Document, and be patient. Oh my goodness, Urban has gifted another 5 memberships to those of you in the chat. Anybody that receives that membership from Urban, please thank her for that. Oh, okay, you got it while you was on vacation last week. Okay. Cool. Well, anyone receiving a gifted membership from Urban, please thank her for that gift. I appreciate it. Thank you. And again, Urban, thank you. I appreciate you so much. All right, Urban. Well, you know what? You can catch the replay. It was a good show. It was a really good show. I think you would have enjoyed it. So with all that said, I have hit the 2 hour and 30-minute mark. I done kept y'all up long enough, late enough, and now it's night time for all of us. Yes, patience is a virtue. It certainly is. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live now. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for your participation in tonight's show. It's a very critical subject that we need to pay closer attention to. And hey, spread the word. If nothing else, just spread the word. make people aware of what's going on out here in these YouTube streets, because it's getting crazy. It's getting absolutely nuts. Yes, he admitted to doing that to other kids, Barbara. That's why he started freaking out in that police station. And I'm sure he's getting dragged right now, wherever he is, as he should. That's sick. Yep. And he went off when he asked for 4 fingers. He didn't want that DNA to bring up other cases. You know what I'm saying? Those fingerprints. Thanks again. One more gifted membership from Urban. Thanks, you guys. Thank you, Urban. You guys, make sure whoever gets this last one, thank her so much for it. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Yes, Urban is one of the biggest supporters of my channel. I love her dearly. I love all y'all, to be truthful about it. I love all y'all. You my kin folks. And I love ya. Yes. Reed will also. Yes, he will. Oh, cut copy. Well, I meant highlight. I think if you highlight it. I might be wrong. Urban, can you put your channel in the chat real quick so Fonda can click on it? Yeah, if you click her name, it'll take you to your chat. I'll give you a minute to do that before I end the live, sweetie. As far as the rest of you are concerned, you guys have a wonderful evening. I love you all. And I'll be back tomorrow with something else to talk about. Something relevant. So y'all take it easy now. Peace.
Hey Mickey. Oh Mickey, you're so fine. So fine, you got my mind. Oh Mickey, you're so fine. So fine, you. Oh Mickey, you're so fine. Hit the like button. It don't cost you nothing.